Hey guys, it's Kyle Thompson here with eXp Realty, bringing you another weekly market update, and this week we're focusing on apartments. Let's get right into it. Okay, so starting off big picture. Last month we had 59 new listings, 28 new sales. The average list price was $376,654. The average sale price was $363,046. The sale price to list ratio was 96.18. Average days on market was just shy of 46, and we ended the month with an inventory of 196 units. So let's jump over and take a look at what that does for the market conditions. As always, I like to use both the monthly supply of inventory method as well as the sale to new list ratio, as I find using both measures gives a more complete picture of what's going on with the market. With that said, using the monthly supply of inventory method, we came in at 8.49, which puts us strongly into a buyer's market. If we use the sales to new listing ratio instead, we see that we came in at 47%, which puts us right in the middle of a neutral market. Now, let's jump over and take a look at the active inventory last month. So, new listings fell from 70 down to 59 month over month. Sales remained flat at 28. Expireds fell all the way down from 21 down to 8. And the benchmark price for an apartment fell $9,900 from $373,000 even down to $363,100. Moving on to the end of month inventory. Last month, we ended the month with 196 units on the market, which is the second highest in the past decade, with only 2016 being higher. And currently, we're sitting about 43% above the trailing 10-year average of 137 units. If we look at new listings instead, we see so far year to date, there's been 411, which is the second highest in the past decade. And currently, we are sitting about 28% above the trailing 10-year average of 320. If we take a look at units sold instead, so far year to date, there's been 172 units sold, which is the third lowest in the last decade. And currently, we are sitting 15% below the trailing 10-year average of 203. Now let's take a look at the sales dashboard, starting off with average sale price. This table is measuring full year over a full year, so year over year. And when looked at that way, prices are essentially flat. They're up 0.5%, rising from 397 and change up to 399 and change. Currently, the most expensive areas of town are Sun Peaks, Westside, and Juniper, ranging between $495 up to $512,000. And the cheapest areas of town are Dallas, Brock, and North Shore, with an average sale price ranging from just shy of $310,000 up to $361,500. Now let's move on to the sale to list price ratio. So all this is a measurement of how much properties are selling below the list price on average, which is a good proxy for how much negotiating room you have when you are the buyer. With that said, in July, the sale to list price ratio dropped 1.4%-ish, meaning that there is more negotiating room when you are on the buying side. Now let's move on to sales by sub area. This table is full year over full year again, and when looked at that way, sales are up about just shy of 11%, rising from 250 to 277 in aggregate. And for the most part, the areas are up with the exception of Sahalee, Sunrivers, Brock, which are all down, and then Dufferin and Tobiano, but there's only 4 sales between the two areas, so not a big loss there. Now let's move on to days on market, starting off with the 10-year. So far year to date, it's taken an average of 63 days for detached homes to sell, which is around 2% below the trailing 10-year average of 64. If we look at the trailing 12 months instead, we see that month over month, we dropped 2 days from 48 in June down to 46 in July, and currently we are sitting 28% below the trailing 12-month average of 64. Finally, let's move on to days on market by sub area. Table is full year over full year again, and when looked at that way, days on market has risen in aggregate about 27%, rising from 50 days on average up to 63. And currently the fastest areas selling are Brock, North Cam, Pineview, and South Cam, all with an average days on market of 50 or less, whereas the areas taking the longest to sell are Dallas, Juniper, and Sun Peaks, with an average days on market ranging from 89 up to 114 days. That's all we have for today. I really hope that you guys are continuing to get value out of these market updates. If you are, please consider liking and subscribing to my YouTube channel. And if you ever want something added to these updates, or you feel like something needs to be more thoroughly explained, please leave your comments or suggestions in the comment section, and I'll get to them as soon as I'm able. I appreciate you taking the time, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.